All right, let's get started. So I need a Kubernetes architectural diagram. So today I'm going to set up a Kubernetes cluster in the on-premise environment. Okay. So probably now I'll create a one node cluster. So if you know how to attach one node to your master or control plane, you can attach any number of worker nodes similarly. So that's what we're going to do today. Do you have any questions from the last class till whatever we discussed so far? Any questions you have? Okay, all right. So we develop the code, we build the code using Maven, for example. Then we create the image. Then we push that image to the Docker Hub. Okay, this is Docker Hub. So I'll call it as, for example, deployment.yaml file. So I'll ask for 100 parts, okay? 100 parts, for example. So each part containing one container, and then that container will be created from gamut cart image, okay? And then I want to expose port number 8080. You'll understand about this later. Don't worry now. Load balancer. So what do we do? Once image is pushed to the Docker Hub, we go to the master, and then we execute this manifest file, correct? Or you call it as YAML file. So once you execute in the master, there is a service called API server. It'll read, it'll parse and then read your manifest file, and then it will store the data in cluster store. We know this cluster store. So once the data is stored in the cluster store, right? For example, image you asked for 100 parts and things like that. As we know, then comes your scheduler. Scheduler goes to these worker nodes. I have 3 worker nodes here. Worker node 1, worker node 2, worker node 3. Scheduler goes to these available worker nodes. And then it will create given number of parts, correct? So in all these worker nodes, tell me what should be there in worker nodes. Can somebody tell me what services we need to have in the worker node running?
Kubelet,
Okay.
container D, proxy.
Kube proxy. Call it as kube proxy, okay? Kube proxy. So we'll be having these 3 in all worker nodes, right? So scheduler goes to worker node, and then it will create given number of pods for us. So here I have, say, I have asked for 100, right? So it will create 100 pods for me. 100 pods. Let me save this instead of creating it again and again. Okay, right. So scheduler goes to these worker nodes, right? So few parts on this, few parts on this, few parts on this. So basically, these 100 parts will be running on these hosts or worker nodes. Okay. And then comes our controller, right? So once 100 parts are created, then controller will be checking the actual state, whether we have all, whether we have required number of parts are running or not. So I have created these parts using having one container, okay, single container ports. And this container is created from which image? This image, gamut cart image, correct? So the container, so we have our JDK, Tomcat, here also JDK, Tomcat, code and everything, right? So, and then anybody in the world can access the application. So they'll just, hit the load balancer, right? Load balancer sends the request to any one of these pods. From pods, request will go to the container. In the container, we have application, and then we have Tomcat running in the container that will respond application back to, right?
Wait, Time.
Just give me 1 second. Okay. So I hope you remember the Kubernetes architecture and then know all these components thoroughly, right? So once image is uploaded, then we go to master and then we execute this step, correct? Okay. Now let's set up this, okay, Kubernetes cluster. So in order to set up the Kubernetes cluster, I need to have, very sorry. Okay, done. So, yeah, in order to set up the cluster, okay, we need a mission, one for master, okay, one for worker node, okay, done. So I'm going to create these missions in some cloud. Say all that you need is a Linux mission, okay. You go and then create Ubuntu Linux mission anywhere, wherever you want. It's your wish, right? So let me, since it's easy to create a, see if I create two missions in my local, right? So local mission may become slow, right? So that is the reason I'm going to some cloud. And I want you to understand at least how to create a mission and things like that, few basics, some basics, okay? Because we also are going to explore Google Kubernetes Engine Service, right? So that is the reason. So I'm going to Google Cloud, okay? Just say Google Cloud Console. Okay, then see, as part of this course, you will be learning AWS. It's a AWS DevOps, right? Correct. So anyway, AWS will be learning separately. It is just that I need 2 missions. That is when I'm going to Google Cloud. Okay. Think that way. Or if you are good with AWS, you can go to, AWS, create 2 missions, and then you can set up your cluster there as well. So if you want to log into Google Cloud Console, this is what you have to do. Okay. Just type Google Cloud Console, click on that. Okay. So let me log out first. Just type Google. Okay, one more thing. Okay. So we are going to create missions in Google Cloud, right? That means we are using their infrastructure, correct? So we need to pay for using their infrastructure, right? That's how cloud works, right? But you don't need to. Google gives you free tier account, free tier account. You can use that free tier account for 3 months, okay? And they will give you almost $300 worth credits. $300 means almost, 25, 26, 25,000. Okay, almost around, right? So that 25, 26,000 is more than enough for you to practice. Okay. And 3 months time is there. After 3 months, again, you can, create another email ID and then you can again use it if you want to practice, right? So for that, you need to create an account first. Okay. I'll just say Google. Okay. Free tier account. Okay. You need to first create an account. Go here. Google free account creation. Click on that. You see the one option here, start for free, get started for free. Click on that. And you need to log in. Okay. So you need to log in with your Gmail ID. And it'll ask you to, it'll ask you a few details like your name, address. Okay. It'll ask your name, address, and you need to also give your credit card. Because see, that credit card is just for the validation. They'll deduct, I think, 2 rupees, and then they will again deposit 2 rupees back to you. Assume that in 3 months you exhausted your uh, free credits, that is 25, 26,000, right? $300. They will not silently charge your credit card. They will not charge you. So you can safely give your credit card. Okay. After say within 3 months, if you exhaust, $300, what will happen is they will send you an email saying, okay, you exhausted, free credits. You want to go with the paid option. So without your permission, they will not silently charge. So you can freely use your credit card. No worries there. Okay. So just, sign up and then, and create one account. So I already have an account. So I'm just logging in with my account. I think it is this. This is my account. I'm logging into Google Cloud Console. So you need to first sign up. Once sign up, then you have to log in. Okay. So I am into my Google account. Okay. It says your Google account is not verified. 1 second. Let me see, I'll do it later. Okay, fine. So this is my Google Cloud. Okay, see here, top left, Google Cloud. Now let's go ahead and then create a new virtual machine here for master. Okay. If you want to create a new virtual machine, click on this. And then you have to go to compute engine. What is it? Compute engine. And then VM instances. Click on that. Here you can create a new instance. Okay. Create an instance. Instance means server emission, right? Create an instance. Click on that. I've given all these steps in the class notes. Okay. Click this, click that, and things like that. Just concentrate. So I'm giving a mission name. Okay. I'll put it as master. Okay. Server. And then if you are aware of this region, zone, all the stuff, you can change. If you don't know about this, just go with the default one. Okay. You learn all this things in AWS. This is not Google Cloud class. I just need two missions I'm creating. It is just that simple. Okay. Then you see you have to select the mission size. By default, it is here E2. Okay. Take N2. N2 is the series name. Okay. Some name. If you select N2, it will create a mission with minimum 2 CPUs. You see here, 2. 2 you can extend up to 128 CPUs. Okay. And memory 2 GB. Remember, for master, you need to have minimum 2 virtual CPUs. Remember this. This is the requirement. Okay. Hardware requirement. For master, you need to have minimum 2 CPUs. Okay. And I'm taking 2 GB RAM. That's all. And then we are here, right? First, go to second step. Now here what we have done, we have just given a name and then we have selected how much RAM CPU needs to be allocated to that mission. Two things.
Yes, it is based on our requirement. We need to select the series name.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, but all are same, right? There is no much difference between the series name. Actually, E for something and N for something.
No, series is not related to relevant to Kubernetes. See
Okay.
this mission they are calling it as N2. N2 mission means, for example, somebody will ask you which virtual machine you are using. I'm using N2. N2 means people know that it's like 2
Oh,
minimum and then 2 memory minimum. 2
okay,
CPU.
maximum it can use up to
128.
864 GB.
That's the capacity of that series.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Basically, which mostly they will refer which series.
Depends on your requirements. Production probably, you can start with maybe, 8 GB, I mean, octa-core processor and then 8 GB RAM. Dep-
Okay, 8 GB RAM means we need to go for C3 something, right? C3 CD, C3D.
yeah.
Mhm. Okay, fine, thank you.
Now, Anish, can you just scroll up once?
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So this is the mission name and then I've selected this. So minimum, it'll create a mission with minimum 2 CPUs and then 2 GB RAM. Okay. Then you need to select the operating system. Okay. I'll go to OS and storage. Click on this. We work on Ubuntu usually, right? So I'll click on change. change. Here you select the category as Ubuntu. Okay. Then Ubuntu. What version of Ubuntu you want? Select this. I want to take. I'll take the latest. Okay. Ubuntu 24. One second. I don't want ARM architecture. x86-64 means it's a Intel processor. Okay. Take this. I have given this in the notes. Okay. Don't need to remember. Ubuntu 24.04. We have different hardware, right? When it comes to processor, Intel, blah, blah, and stuff like that. So it's from x86 into 64. It's a AMD processor. I think this is okay. Okay, select this. Ubuntu 24 LTS. And then hardware is this x86 64. I'm just checking different options.
Nagesh, this version is based on the applications, I mean project, right? For Gamut Court, we need to select this and version like that, or what?
Come again, Shukar?
We're selecting version, right? So Ubuntu version. This is based on the project or what?
Based on the application. For example, you have no one application. That application demands a particular version of the OS 20 only, because that application code and all the stuff is not upgraded to run on the 24 version of Ubuntu, for example. So it depends on what tools you are using, right? And yeah, what tools you are using in your project. It's project specific.
And
Okay.
this cluster setup is on premises, right? Why we are using this Google Cloud?
See, okay, it's again on-premise only. It is just that I'm taking a mission from cloud. On-premise means what? It is your mission, right? It is your mission,
Yeah.
right? And it is your installation. So I'm just taking a mission from there. I'm just borrowing a mission. It's like I'm borrowing a mission from you. I'm borrowing a Linux mission from you. Okay. And then I do installation, everything on my own. That means it's on-premise.
Okay.
Now, for now, just think that, now, yes, I'm creating a mission from cloud. It is like cloud is my friend, and then I'm borrowing a mission from them. Okay. Very simple. On-premise means it is your own setup. It's your own installation. So I'm going to install on my own. It is that. Clear you?
Got it.
Okay. And cloud means what? Cloud means I'm not going to install or set up Kubernetes cluster. I'll take cluster from the Google itself. I'll take cluster directly from them. That is cloud service. Okay. Fine. So I'm going to take 24.04 x86-64 LTS. Then that's all. Size. This is your hard disk. Okay. Earlier we selected RAM, CPU. This is hard disk. Select. So no need to change here. Go to networking. Just check these things. Allow HTTP, HTTPS. Okay. Traffic. These two. And then that's all. Just a create. It's still creating the server. Okay, so you see here, green color means the machine is ready. I'm going to create another instance. Okay, that's fine. Let's first set up master. Let us first set up master. This one, okay? Okay, R, that's fine. Let me create another instance. This time I'll call it as worker node 1. Worker node 1. Then for this also I'll take N2. Go to OS. Take the operating system family type Ubuntu. Then Ubuntu version is 24.04 LTS. Select network.
Sir, you have selected
It's
22.04.
Yeah, you need to select 24.
24 is it? Okay, 24. Select networking. Allow HTTP, HTTPS. See, why I'm checking this, because these missions communicate with each other with the HTTP. So we need to enable HTTP networking protocol. So that's the reason I'm allowing them. And that's all. Just say create. Okay, so let it create this worker node. Okay. So
Nagesh, like you created an E2 or N2?
N2, minimum 2 GB.
Okay.
2 GB minimum, 2 virtual CPUs. Assume that you're creating a machine in AWS. Make sure that in AWS, here we call it as N2. There we have different names. But if you see the names, it will show you, the minimum, maximum RAM CPU that will be allocated. Okay, just check that. So once the machine is created, you need to log in to this mission, right? So if you want to log into this mission, click on this SSH and then say open in browser. Open in browser. So I'm going to connect to the master. I'm going to log into the master. Done. So this is the terminal from master. Just maximize it. So this is my username. Okay, this is my user home Nagesh Weekend 99 something like that. I'm in master now. Done. So do whatever you want. You create a Linux virtual machine in your laptop or AWS, Google Cloud, anywhere. Okay. Now we need to install. Right?
There is no specific configuration for master and work node, right? We can assume it anything. I mean, if you create a 2 instance means you can choose anyone for master.
But usually, if this is Ubuntu, make sure that your worker node is also Ubuntu. Same version. Is that the question, Shiva?
Yeah, my question is, we created 2 instance, right?
Yeah.
So in these 2 instance, we selected the same config, I think.
Same configuration.
Right.
Yes.
Right. In this 2, we can assume master anyone. You name it as one master and work node, right? Instead of we are selecting, we can select anyone for a master.
Anyone you can select.
Right?
But one thing is, master means you are going to set up this. Right? If you have these things, that mission will become master. If you have these components, that mission will become worker node.
Okay.
Now I named it as master. It's just a mission name, right here. This one is just a mission name. So both have the same configurations now. Both have the same configuration. If I go and then install master components, then that will become master. Right? Here I'm going to install worker node component. So it will become worker node. It is just that. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Okay, this is my terminal from the master. Right. Now, fine, 1 second. Let me just remove this. This call will, I mean, class will go slow. Bear with me. This is expected. Okay, so your goal is to install all these components, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to install these components, we have something called CubeADM. What's that? CubeADM. CubeADM is a tool. Okay, CubeADM is a tool using which you can set up these 4 services. What is CubeADM? CubeADM is a tool. You can say that, okay, I don't want to use this tool. I will go and then manually install all these things. Go ahead, you can do it. But manually, installing all this is not very easy. That is the reason somebody created a tool. Using this CubeADM tool, using this CubeADM commands, you can very easily set up this 4. So we need to install CubeADM, this master. Then we also need something called kubelet. Then we have to also install containerd. And then CubeADM is done, kubelet is done, containerd is also installed, and then something called kubectl. This is called kubectl. Okay, these 4 things need to be installed here. What are these things? You understand what is CubeADM, correct? Using CubeADM, you can set up this. Kubelet is also required in master.
I guess this all should be installed in master.
Yes.
Okay. And again, we need kubelet containerd again in worker node as well, right?
I'm coming to that 1 second.
Okay.
So why kubelet and then containerd? Could maybe a question, right? See this? I don't want you to think too much about this. Okay, since it's a classroom, you may be curious to understand, internal things I'm explaining. Otherwise, in real time, people usually don't care about it. Okay, this is a mission, right? It's a virtual machine we just created. It's also a virtual machine. We have a virtual machine, VM. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 services running here. You know what Kubernetes is doing? Kubernetes is following their own architecture, their own principles. So APIs are right. What they do is they'll create a pod here. They'll create a pod. Inside the pod, they'll create a container. In the container, they're running that API server. Okay. This is a pod. Second pod. In the pod, there is a container. Inside the container, they are running their database. One more pod, scheduler is running there. One more pod, there is a container, single container pod, they are running a controller. See, API server is a software, say for example, or tool or utility, you think whatever you want. This is a database. This is a scheduler. Okay. So for example, take this cube, take the cluster store. Okay. It's a pod. It's a pod. Inside the pod, there is a container. So the pod, there is a container. Here, they are running database. Okay. End of the day, we run our applications in container, correct? So database you want, right? So pod, see, basically, you can assume this way. API server, all these 4 services will be running in a different pods, different machines. So you have a Linux machine. Inside the Linux machine, there are pods. These are Kubernetes own pods. Okay. And then it's a single container pod there. And then here they are running the database. So what do? If you want to create this container, if you want to create the container, they need some image, correct? If you want to create this container, they need an image. Probably there will be something like etcd image. So they will download this etcd image and then they create a container from this image. And if you create a container from this etcd image, what will happen? You will have etcd database running there, something like that. So we have a virtual machine. Okay, we have a virtual machine. Inside the virtual machine, they will create 4 pods with a single containers. In the container, they will run API server, database, and things like that. Okay, that's how they have designed their Kubernetes installation. And to create the pod with a single container, you need to create a pod with a single container, right? So to create a container, we need container ID. And we need to download this image. For that, Kubernetes is required. Kubernetes will download Kubernetes own images, and then container ID will create the container here. So that is the reason you need kubelet and container ID. So basically, to set up these services, right, you need kubelet and container ID. Or you just take this, okay? I have a mission. In the mission, I have 4 services running, 4 components running. How they are running, let's not, we don't need to worry about that, okay? 4 services are running, fine. And this kubectl is Kubernetes CLI, command line interface. How do you invoke Git? Git clone. Git is the command for Git. What is the command for Maven? MVN. What is the command for Docker? Docker. What is the command for Kubernetes? kubectl. Kubectl is the command of Kubernetes CLI. Okay. That is the reason we need these 4 services. Let's go and install them. So I go to my master. Okay. Let me open the notes. Kubernetes class notes. Installing Kubernetes using kubeadm. Okay. I have given the steps. Creating virtual machine in Google Cloud. Okay. Create a virtual machine. So go to one mission and then set up master there. Okay. There is a notes here for installing container D. I have given the URL also. Copy this. Let's install container D first. Go down. You see here, set up container D. If you want to set up container D, you need to run these commands: cat, sudo, cat. See how many commands are there? You need to run all these commands. Instead of running all these commands one by one, what I do is I'll copy all the commands. You see one option here, copy it. Put all those commands in a shell script here, okay? Vim, any file name, install containerd.sh, something like that. Paste it carefully. You need to give execute permissions to your shell script, and then call the shell script. So it'll run all commands. Shell script is nothing but sequence of commands plus some language construct. It will be having, it will have like if statement, blah, blah, and all that stuff. Just press enter. Okay, done. So once that is done, then you can, if you want, you can delete it, not required, right? This one. Check if the container is running properly or not. For that, use service command, service container D status. You see here in the green color, active and then running. So if you see active running means it is installed properly. Control C, exit. Container D is installed. Done. Let's install kubeadm, kubelet, and then kubectl. Everything is in one page. Go to the class notes. Installing kubeadm, kubelet, kubectl. People pronounce it as kubectl or kubectl, kubectl or kubectl. There is a link. Installing kubeadm. Go down. You see here Debian based distribution. That means they are all for Ubuntu. Ubuntu is Debian based operating system. I don't know what is Debian based. I don't have much details. Don't ask me. Leave it. So you have all. You have commands here. You have commands. These commands are for Ubuntu, right? If you have Red Hat, click on this. These are the commands for Red Hat. This is for Ubuntu. Okay, let's run them one by one. apt get update. Connect again. So I'm in master, okay? apt get update. You need to copy these commands carefully. Run this command, apt get install. It is installing some packages, some dependencies, okay? Install that. Don't try to analyze that. They need some command, they need some packages for Kubernetes. They're asking us to install something, we are installing, okay? Then there is one more command here. This will basically, encrypt the request. Means our mission has to connect to their mission and then download all those things, right? So for security reason, they are asking us to download this key. We call it the GPG key, GNU public God key. This is for the security, okay? This is for encrypting the request. Blindly copy paste. Don't try to understand these commands. Just copy paste. Nobody cares these commands. Not required. This is basically adding the download URL to your apt-get command. And then run apt-get update. apt get update. This is the main command which is installing. See this kubelet, kubedium, kubectl. This will basically hold updates. For example, you are installing the latest kubelet today, say for example, right? Tomorrow, if you again run this command by mistake, for example, if anybody runs, it will try to take the latest one, right? So I don't want to take latest one. Hold means apt mark hold means even though you install it again, it will not take the latest version. Okay, it will not upgrade the kubelet. It will not upgrade kubelet. Okay. If you want to upgrade, then say apt mark unhold, unhold. Okay, hold, unhold. So I don't want to unnecessarily update these tools. Simple, that's all. Once everything is done, you can run this command kubectl or kubedium. Okay, kubedium, we install kubedium, right? -f version. That is the biggest confusion in Linux. Some commands use -fn, some commands use hyphen, some commands will not take hyphen. Okay, kubedium version. So this command is I'm able to run it successfully. So that means kubedium is installed properly. This is the version of Kubernetes. I'm using 1.33.2 version of Kubernetes. That's how you check the version of your Kubernetes. Okay. That's all. Installation is done. What we have installed? Kubelet, Containerd, kubectl. And what is kubedium? Can somebody tell me what is this kubedium? Using kubedium, we can easily set up these services, correct? Okay. I'm going to set up these 4 services now using kubedium. Hello kubedium. Kubedium. Please initialize all the services required for master. Initialize. You need to run this as sudo. This command you need to remember, okay? Kubedium init initialize. Initialize a new Kubernetes control plane node, kubedium init. So this is basically doing what? It will create this particular pod. Inside the pod, it will create a container. It will start this. It will get another pod. Inside that container, it will install database for you, etcd database. Again, it will install scheduler here, controller here. That's what it is doing. And it is taking kubelet help to download this image and containerd help to create the container. Those are all Kubernetes own parts, system parts. System is Kubernetes parts. Done. This command has been executed successfully. So once this command is executed successfully, you need to save this, okay? You need to save this output. Your Kubernetes control plane master has been initialized successfully. Okay. See this. To start using your cluster, you need to run the following as regular user. So they're asking us to run something, some configuration. Okay. So I'll save this. So you need to run this mkdir command. You need to copy something, change ownership. Again, they're giving you some command to join the worker node. Okay. Save this. I'll save it somewhere. Okay. I'll save it somewhere. Okay. Okay, let's follow these steps now. Tell me what is this doing? You need to run these steps as a regular user. What is this doing? First one. It is creating a directory.
Directly.
Where is it creating a directory?
In your home directory.
In your home directory. Okay. $home means /home/my name. Okay. Then run this command. What is this command doing? Can somebody tell me what this will do?
It is copying that config admin.config file to our home cube.config to that path.
Yes. So there is some file, okay, called admin.conf. Where is that? Under etc Kubernetes directory. Okay. They're copying that particular file into, we have just created a .cube directory here, right? In our user home. So they're copying that admin.conf in our .cube as file name config. That means they're copying this particular file here with the name called config. Okay. If you see, this is under etc, right? Normal user won't be having access to etc folder because it is related to operating system. That is the reason they're asking us to copy that particular file here. So this particular config file is Kubernetes configuration file. So let me copy this. Done. And this is in etc, right? So let's see who is the owner of this ls-l. What permissions that particular file has? Okay, not that one. We copied here, right? Let's check. See, root is the owner, but we want to execute it as normal user, right? I logged in with my username. I'm working with Kubernetes, so I should have permissions, right? So that is the reason they're asking us to execute this. ch1 will change the owner, right? So this is id-u means, what is the syntax of ch1 command? ch1 Harry is the user, Harris group name. Okay. So we are changing ownership to normal user. Done. We executed these 3 commands. Then they're asking us to do something else. Alternatively, if you are the root user, you can run something like this. Okay. I don't want to do this. This is the alternate option. Execute this. Now, let's see. We executed this command, correct? What's it? Kube ADM init. This initializes these services, correct? Let's see if those services are running or not. Kube CTL get pods --- all namespaces. Could not get current server API group list. I'm just checking if this command is executed successfully or not. So this is Ubuntu 24. x86 64. Says could not get current server API group list. This is your master. Did we connect the machine properly with proper networks? 1 second. So looks like it is not working on 24. So that means the Kubernetes is not supported on 24. We have 24, right? Ubuntu 24. So we have 24 Ubuntu. Looks like the latest Kubernetes is not supported on this operating system. So what I'll do, we'll have to again create the mission again with the 20. I'm going to delete this mission. So you are deleting the mission, okay? That means you are destroying the mission. Means if you have any data, it's like you are, decommissioning the mission. If you have any data, you cannot get it. Careful before you delete the mission. I'll just delete it. Follow these steps to create the virtual machine. Last time I tested this on 20.04. It worked for me. Today we installed 24. Looks like it is not supported on 24, the latest version of Ubuntu. So take 21. When you have to set up Kubernetes in production, right, in real time, that time you can check it. You can go to Kubernetes website, official website. Somewhere, there will be versions and things like that. Maybe you can check that. Right? Okay, I'm creating a new instance now. Create instance. I'm calling it as master server. Okay. N2. Go to OS and storage. N2. Okay. OS and storage. Click on this, right? Change. Here it's Ubuntu. Okay. English. Change Ubuntu. Then what you have to select here? Ubuntu 20.04 LTS x86 64. Ubuntu 20.04 LTS x86 64. Correct? This one. Select that. Select.
But it is 24.4, right? In the notes, it is 20.4.
20.04 we need to select. Okay, correct again. 24, 20, right? Where is that?
It's not available.
Not there. Okay. So now Google by default is not giving 20. Okay. Let's try on 22. Okay.
Yeah.
22 is x86 64. Don't select ARM. Okay. x86 64 22. Let's try on this.
That is AMD, right? That is fine. Huh?
Not AMD. This is fine. x86 64 AMD is fine. Okay. Don't select ARM. This one is fine.
Okay.
x86 64 AMD. Select. Then go to networking. Hello HTTP, HTTPS. Let me check the nodes. Hello HTTP, HTTPS under networking. Then create. That's all. I'm just checking if I'm missing something. Okay, that's all. Create.
Actually, I guess this notes, it is there in our repo. I can't see this actually, the steps actually.
It is not there. You take the latest. I would have updated recently.
Oh, okay.
Take the latest one.
Oh, sure.
Just download it now.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, it is 22. Okay, let's log into that. So let's install everything again. You see the pain of setting up the cluster. Okay, that is the reason people go to cloud usually. It's not just about setting up, a lot of other things. Vim install containerd .sh. I'm installing containerd. Okay, first I'm repeating the same steps again. .chmod, give execute permissions. /this. So basically setting up containerd. Okay, I'm installing all this. Then we'll go to this KubeADM setup again. Where are those commands? Here. Okay. How do you check if container D is running? Service container D status. It is running. Now repeat these commands for installing kubeadm, kubelet, and container D. Sorry, kubeadm, kubelet, and kubectl. apt get update. Okay, then you need to run this command. Okay. Fine. In maybe in other missions, if it is 22, this directory is not there. Okay, etc apt keyrings directory is there. Basically, it is downloading a file called .gpg and placing under this etc apt keyrings. In some machines, this directory may not be there. Okay, by default. So if this is not there, go ahead and then create it, mkdir, and then just give this directory name. So there is a note here. Okay. So in 22 it is there. Previous versions it is not. So in my, if this directory is not there, this one, it will throw the error. Okay. So you need to, when you run this command, make sure that command gets executed successfully. Done. Then another command. They have given some series of commands. We are just executing them. Don't try to remember anything here, not required. This is the main command which installs all these three. Don't allow upgrades. Okay. Done, right? And then we have installed all this 4. Now let's initialize all the services. It is sudo kubeadm init. It will set up all those 4 components for us. Okay, as I said, we need to remember these things, right? Copy this. In your case, you will have different output. These keys numbers will be different. So you follow your output. Done. mkdir, it will get .cube. It will copy the Kubernetes configuration file to your user home directory. You are changing ownership for this. Okay. Now, let's see if init command initialized those services for us. To check that, you can use kubectl get pods hyphen all hyphen namespaces. Okay, now it is working. So it clearly says 24.04 is not supported. Okay, Kubernetes is not supported on 24. So it is supported till 22. Okay, just one version back. You see it, the status now? Running. What is this service? This is your etcd database cluster store. Who started all this? KubeADM. So etcd is running. Okay, happy. API server is running. Controller is running. Scheduler is running. There is something else, leave it. These are all like Kubernetes internal services. Okay. Now we see this. Pending. There are two more services, core DNS, and these two services are not running. Let's see if this mission is considered as master successfully. kubectl get nodes. Again, there is some issue here. The connection to the server was refused. So it is not working now. This worked just now, right? It worked just now, but the same command is not working. See, now it works. Now it is not working. I guess 22 is also not supported. Or are we selecting the wrong hardware? Cat OS release. Sorry. etc OS release. Okay, 22. x86 64. Okay. Uname -a. It is x86 64. AMD focal image. We selected AMD only, correct? So this issue happened last time also with me. It works and then again it stops working. That means that it's an operating system issue. Okay. So it looks like it is not supported on 22 also now, because you see, it works, it doesn't work sometimes. ADM version. ChatGPT says it is officially supported on 22, 24 also. That means we are doing something wrong. 22, 4 LTS. We selected 24 also, only before. Do we need to enable any network things? Let me check.
We already enabled HTTPS and HTTP, right?
Yeah, HTTP, HTTPS, both we enabled already.
Maybe restarting this VM can help. Maybe can we try that?
We'll see. So it says firewalls, HTTP is on. This is also on. Okay, do we need to enable the port? x86 64. See, Ubuntu 2204 Jami. One second. Go to firewall because it says it is unable to connect to that machine at all. Just give another 5-10 minutes.
Sorry, your laptop charging is very low.
Hmm. Okay, let's restart the machine now. Okay, because I have changed some firewall settings. Or you want to drop off? I'll, check. I'll fix the issue and then explain it in the next class. If you want to
Yeah.
stay, you can stay. Okay, you can drop off. Or if you want to stay, just say. I just want to check only once, only one thing. That I want to restart that and then check.
It's already past 10, Nagesh. Maybe if all wanted to stay, we can. If not, we will drop off.
You don't need to stay because anyway, I'm not explaining anything much. You can drop off, no issues.
Okay, Nagesh. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good night.
You too. I'm starting it again. Start. Let's log into that. Now it works. Okay, I think it is a firewall network issue. Recently, I modified something. I'll explain that in the next class. I think that fixes the problem. So what I've done is, I'll explain this in next class also. Go to VPC network, firewall. This is where we have this is the rule where we have network related configurations. Click on that. Edit. Earlier, if you remember, there were some IP addresses here. So only those missions were able to connect to this mission. Okay. Now what I've done is I've given it as 0000. That means any mission can connect to this.
All traffic allowed.
All missions. 000 means any mission. That means all IPs can connect to this. And then I have allowed all ports. Allow all ports because this was selected before. Specified protocols and ports only. This was selected. I said allow because our Kubernetes server is running on so our Kubernetes server was running on this port 6443. Okay. I'm just checking if it is again jumping or not. So I just said all ports because Kubernetes server is running on some port and that port is not allowed because earlier this was selected TCP and we have not, it was empty. So that is the reason, see, Kubernetes server is running on some port, right? And AWS is not allowing you to connect to the server because you have not mentioned any port here. Either you have to mention what port it is exactly here or just say allow all. Since the port was not, configured to be allowed, it was not working. I think that is the issue. So now it works. I'll do one thing. I'll remove this mission again. I'll again create a new mission tomorrow. Okay.
Yes.
With what we have done today. So that will help everybody. So once your work is done, you have to stop your mission, shut down your mission. Stop means shut down. If you want to destroy it completely, you can say delete. If you don't stop, what will happen? The mission will be running, right? And Google will charge. So you will, burn your $300 very quickly. Okay, just to save those free, credits, right? Stop it or delete it. In my case, I want to delete it because I want to show all the steps again tomorrow. Okay, with this, I'll start the class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Good night. All there. Maharshi, Triveni, Vinith. Good night, guys.
Good night, sir.
Yeah, good night.
Tell me, Triveni.
I have some doubts, sir.
Just call me after 5-10 minutes, Triveni.
Yeah, okay, sir.
10 minutes?
Okay, sir.
Okay.